Bethany Mandel, welcome back to the show. She's co-founder of Write Books for Kids and co-author of Stolen Youth, How Radicals Are Erasing Innocence and Indoctrinating a Generation. Good morning, Bethany. How are you?
Good morning. You also have my 7-month-old. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I was wondering, like, what's he doing right now? So tell me this. I'm sure you wrote about this MSNBC analyst, David Jolly. Why are they calling her Karen?
Yeah, so she's America's Karen. I wrote a column for the New York Post, I think 2 days ago about this. And basically, I mean, what it comes down to is they call any white woman who has the gumption to sort of stand up to their activism, they call them a Karen. And in this context, Karen kind of means like, you know, someone who complains and someone who expects things to be done for her. And I argue in the New York Post, like, good, she's America's Karen. She is demanding all of us, all of our children, have some really basic rights to, like, not be indoctrinated, for example, to receive a adequate education. So if she is a Karen, like, let her own that.
Right. But the problem for the progressives, I mean, America's Mom, we need to let them know that our kids are not their business. Our kids are not their property.
Yep. No, I mean, what did Biden say? This is a village. I mean, it's based on what Hillary Clinton said, 20 years ago. The working title of Stolen Youth, the book that I co-wrote with Carol Markowitz about all this stuff, the working title of it was Get Your Village Off My Children. That was the working title.
I love that.
And it's because they think that all of our kids belong to them.
Wow. Do you think, I think she's a great asset for Governor DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
yeah.
I was in love with him, then I fell out of love with him. And I don't know why. So can you help me?
Yeah, I was actually wondering that. Why did you fall out of love with him? What happened?
I don't know. I think it's all these Trump indictments, and I think that Trump is going to be the nominee. I really do. I know that all these other people are joining the race. What are we up to, 19 now? Or
50,000.
50. Well, I think, it's going to be like it was last year where we're going to have two different debates because you can't have all those candidates on the same stage at a time. And I didn't really like that about it, but Trump might not even show up.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a big problem for the party. But are you at liberty to say, are you a Trump supporter, DeSantis, or are you still undecided?
I mean, I'm pretty solidly DeSantis. I think that he has the best shot in the general. And I think that as a party, we're in an unfortunate situation that, Trump is likely to win the nomination because he's the most popular among the GOP primary electorate. But he is not going to win a general. He is very unpopular among general voters. And so I think that we have to be pragmatic. And the pragmatic choice, I think, is DeSantis. I think another great choice is Tim Scott. He, I think, is sort of the dark horse that could come through and, like, really disrupt this race. But ultimately, I want to nominate someone who will win. And whoever that is has my support.
John, are you still?
I'm listening.
No.
I'm still Trump, and I think I think what people are going to not realize is how the Black and Latino vote's going to come out stronger for Trump in the general election.
You think so? I
do. I've talked this, but this time,
but Trump running Democrats that would normally stay home, and independents, I think that it's going to motivate them to get to the polls.
But have you seen what Biden has done to this country since?
Oh yeah,
and there's so many more Black people that are outspoken about that.
We've seen what happened in this country, and we got creamed in the midterms.
Yeah.
So Biden is bad doesn't get us very far.
Yeah, but I also think these indictments and these, because this is what you got to understand as it relates to Black people. Remember, Black people don't like how the government is used against them. I've talked to many of my friends who are far left and Black, especially the men. They're like, nah, we see what they're doing to him. They've done it to our people for decades and for centuries in some
That's
way.
why I know a lot of Black people that didn't get the vaccine because of remind people what happened.
Well, the Tuskegee experiment, right? Yeah, shooting them up with syphilis. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I'm talking to people who I see would have never even looked at Trump, who were Democrats, are saying, nah, that's my boy. And then you see what Ice Cube is starting to do. Ice Cube is out there saying, I'm not part of the club. I'm not part, and Cube carries a lot of weight with him, and Lil Wayne and a lot of these rappers are now, wait a minute, we realized who Trump was. We knew who Trump was. We fell for the lie of who people told us Trump was. And I think they're starting to say, wait a minute now, when you look at what Biden and Kamala, what they've done to the country, specifically done nothing for the black community. What have they done? And the question, they're answering the question now that Trump posed years ago. What in the hell do you have to lose? That's what I believe.
I mean, I think that is the case, and I think that we saw that in the last election, that he did pull in more black and Hispanic voters than any Republican, I think, in history.
Yeah.
But
Reagan.
I don't think it's enough. Yeah. I don't think it's enough.
Well, I'm going to support whoever the nominee is.
Me too.
I mean, if it's DeSantis or if it's Trump or Tim Scott.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there.
Because Joe Biden, President Biden, he's fallen a lot. We know that. Yeah. And then for some reason, I think this is the beginning of the end of him. Like they're going to find a replacement for him. Because over the weekend when Trump was at the UFC fight in Vegas, being vivacious, shaking hands, they allowed cameras to get video of Biden on the beach looking old and feeble. And that doesn't just happen. I think that was planned as a way to take him down. What do you think, Bethany?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's not well, and it's growing impossible for them to be able to hide that. Mm-hmm. One of the sort of scariest videos recently, and like kind of have a new video every day, is him in the UK, and King Charles is like, "Okay, now this way, sir," and he's like really trying to direct him. And I have a relative who is very, very far left, and I use him as sort of my focus group of one. And in the beginning, at the last election, I said, Biden isn't great. He's like he's not really that cognizant. He's not really that his cognitive function isn't great. And my relative was like, "You've been watching too much Fox News. Oh. This is a conspiracy theory. He's fine."
Yeah. Well,
fast forward to today, and that relative is like, "Oh, that guy is a few fries short of a Happy Meal." And I'm like, "Yes, that is correct. That is what I said several years ago."
And on Morning Joe, I want you to hear this. Mika Brzezinski, she blames his people for not clearing a path so that he can fall.
His staff needs to own his age. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think they do a good job helping out the president. Yes. He's 80. You need to be there for him, and you need to make a pathway. And you sure as hell better make sure he doesn't fall on a sandbag. And I blame the staff for that. You can't have these video images of the president tripping or the president going the wrong way. It's your job to make sure he gets from one place to another. He can handle the presidency.
I don't know if he can, but she sounds a little nervous or a little jumpy, huh, Bethany?
I mean, I think that she's correct. This is a weekend at Bernie's situation, and you have to prop up the court.
I love it.
That's your job, and it's become your only job. And if you're failing, that's not great.
No, it is
She
not.
said that out. She said that part out loud, though.
Yeah.
Most of the media have been they've been staying away from all of that, but she said it out loud. Get out the way.
I have this horrible feeling that Gavin Newsom's going to come in.
Or Pritzker.
In the last minute. Oh, Pritzker.
I think it's Pritzker. Pritzker has more money.
Governor Pritzker.
Governor Pritzker has
more
money.
You think they're going to embrace Governor Pritzker?
Are you seeing some of the stuff he's done here in Illinois? He thinks it fits the narrative nationwide. I don't think America is ready for what we're passing here in New York, California, and New York. I don't think America as a whole is ready for that yet.
Really?
Especially
I think it's Newsom. I think he gives me the Obama fresh
smooth
new thing
cat.
vibe.
Yep. Yeah. Smooth cat, and I'm going on Fox News, and I care. Ugh. And we had Stephen Moore. Do you know who's?
Oh yes.
And he has a man crush on Gavin Newsom. Which is so gross. All right, Bethany, what are you working on? Any articles today while you're breastfeeding a 7-month-old?
I am, in fact. So I have a blog, Write Books for Kids. It's a Substack. And I am really inspired by what happened in Montana when they pulled out of the American Library Association. People are not aware of how much power the American Library Association has. And I think that it is a blueprint for the rest of the country to sort of take that power away by pulling out of the ALA. So I'm writing a piece from someone with the help of someone in Montana who helped pull that state library association out of the ALA. And I'm going to put that on our Substack, Write Books for Kids, number 4.
Write Books for Kids. Okay.
Yeah. And Bethany, here in Illinois, our governor just signed a bill that stated that no books can be banned.
Right.
Which no one here in Illinois who ran for office called for a book ban.
No.
They just want age-appropriate books placed where kids could not get them if they're a kindergartner. What do you think about that?
Yeah, genderqueer should not be in our life.
It shouldn't be anywhere. I mean, listen, age appropriate. I don't want it there. I personally wouldn't want it there. But, there are some parents who probably do want their kids to be there. I believe in let the wheat grow with the tares.
Good news is they can get those books from anywhere else. There's no banning that's happening.
Correct.
It's just we don't want little kids to have access to pornographic materials. I don't think that's a big ask.
It's not a big ask. And one of my liberal friends said, well, I need to read those books. I said, I will bring you a copy of Genderqueer. Because it's on the summer reading list in a number of school districts here.
Oh my
But also
God.
she said, well, find me a heterosexual book that's
well, they don't do that.
equally bad. I said,
what,
the Notebook?
They're not publishing heterosexual because they want you to sound like a bigot. I don't want my kids having access to sexual content of any kind, hetero or homo.
Right.
Amen.
That's so true.
Yeah. Amen. Look at that amen corner.
Get a witness. All right, Bethany Mandel, thank you so much. Go back to your baby. Thanks for
thank you.
Multitasking, as we women often do. Again, her Substack is Write Books for Kids, and her columns are in the New York Post. And she joined us with her baby on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
One of the most important decisions you can make as a parent is where you send your kids to school. But these days, it's never been harder to know which school is best. Public schools have changed a lot, and you might be thinking about sending your child to a